Yo, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Good morning to everybody. Hope your day's going well so far. Running some tests on this fitness application, and it seems to be tomfoolering right now, which is a perfect word, what I feel like it's doing. It's supposed to be running some tests, some unit tests, and I should see the app moving, but it's not, so whatever. We have Hermes open as well. We're building a hardware security analysis tool just for fun, because when Claude is cooking on whatever PRism, I need something else kind of keeping me feeling like I'm able to work on something. So I have Hermes over here, and let's see what else we got. We got Claude code up here in the native app, and we're building some C4 diagrams for another project. And this is another project that I've got, Perplexity Claude Studio, something that I'm trying to set up for myself because I use Perplexity and Claude together. So if I can make a studio for myself where I can connect those resources, then that'd be cool, to sort of like containerize my workflow and not have so many different windows, which I only need like two windows, but still, if I can make two windows into one window, then I think that'd be pretty good. But they have to work well together. They can't just be in one window and then suck. Like, the optimized method for using those tools might be that they have to stay in separate windows, but I believe with enough engineering that it could be done, that I could create a Perplexity Claude Studio and it will serve my needs. So we'll see. Enjoy the music. I'm done talking for right now. What's going on, Zolos? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. The app will be available on the Apple Store probably before it's available on the Android Play Store or whatever. I would hire you, yet I think I can't afford you. Awesome watching you code. Well, I did not expect that, Tom. So I appreciate the compliment, and I probably would argue that you could. It just depends, I guess. I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to have that discussion, though, if you're serious. So I've got a Hermes agent opened all the way over here on my left. It's working on two different projects. I'm working on a hardware security digital asset for breaking encryption. Sounds fancy. And then I have Perplexity Cloud Studio also running here. That is something that I'm building to help me with my own workflow where I use Perplexity and I use ClaudeCLI. So I'm seeing what I can do with integrating that kind of environment together, merging them. I've got Claude over here cooking up some prompt that it was receiving, which basically merge pull request if it's still green and mergeable, then continue the UI hardening work. Yeah, so we're hardening the UI. I love UI stuff. And then the backend stuff. I don't want to spend much time on the backend. That's the thing. Like, I'd rather spend more time on the front end, getting everything configured the way that I think the user's going to like it. And then I would like to do the backend and have that be as fast as possible. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time figuring out the backend because I just feel like those connections should happen as soon as possible once you get the front end working. And you shouldn't have to like stumble around too much. And I feel like if you have a robust front end and you have the foundation and the structure and you try to build it so that you can plug in a back end, then I feel like go full speed on UI UX design and then follow up with a back end as soon as you feel comfortable about, I guess, a version 1. I appreciate that, Tom. I'm trying to listen to the advice of others as best I can. Worthwhile trying while you're here. Assemble and export. Okay. Rationale. Why? I want to optimize my workflow by creating a studio that contains the services I go back and forth from. Assemble and export. Sure. Let's do that. And we'll take a screenshot of this thing and we will post it in Hermes to consume. And we will check on the Hermes evaluation tool we're building, which is that side channel analysis tool. Pretty cool. Let's see. Where'd my music go? It just stopped. Oh, it's playing. This is a good song, actually. Gonna drop some important words now. Agent, subagent, skills, guardrails, context. Agent, subagent, skills, guardrails, context. Yeah. That's what this Perplexity Cloud Studio hopefully will help with. I try to do that a little bit. Like, the most recent thing that I've done that you've mentioned is subagents. But I've done mostly the other stuff. Agents. I run at least one agent. I recently ran subagents. I have skills, but I need to understand skills and creating those a little bit better. And I think that infers guardrails and context. Very good, very excellent. Very excellent. 26-minute cook going on here by Claude. Hopefully it's done tomfoolering here pretty soon. Alright, we did give it that planning brief. Let's see what it's saying. Does it like it? You leaving?
Yep.
Alright, see ya.
See you, Brandon.
You build a decision notebook for your app. You just type the decision, hit the button. Your note got cut off mid-sentence. One of your saved notes ends like this. What? I don't get it. As well as a... That's it, it just stops, like sending a text that says, hey, can you grab, and hitting send. The app let it save anyway because the app only knows how to count. It counted 128 letters, saw that it's more than 15, and said, yep, good enough. It has no idea whether your sentence. Here's the annoying part. Once you save a note, the app has no page that shows you your saved notes and no edit button. So half of the finished sentence is stuck there forever. You can't open it, you can't fix it, can't even look at it. Okay, let's try a different model. What do you think? Should I try a different model? Am I even able to? We'll try Nematron and see if it works. The app can count, I think. I don't know if I can even use this model. Kimmy K3. Want me to write these down in your project notes so you don't forget them? Tom, week almost over. Gonna loop credits if they're not spent. That sounds like a great idea. I think you should absolutely do that. I put such power prompt in Claude. 8 credits so fast. I ripped out the tree and rolled Claude. Gutted it. Oh, man. I spent 200 on Claude. I just burned 20 on GPT, then had Grok kick off my devices forever. It ate in 90 minutes. Jeez. Just priming the pump. Quen 3.8. I would like that, but Well, let's go back to our free model, okay? We'll put it on max. I think we should be able to do that. Try it again. Please. Oh, crap. Let's address this again. All right, nice. We got 7 people in the stream this morning. That's terrific. Hope everyone's doing well. Good morning, wherever you're at in the world, whether you're on the other side of the United States, to the east, to the west. We're all here for the same reason, to put our tokens to good use. If you don't go to the gym and you're paying for a gym membership, just a waste of money. Try to get the most out of your gym membership, just like we try to get the most out of our available session limits, weekly and daily. And I can't use Quen on Hermes because I don't have it. What am I trying to use? I'm trying to use HY3. Free max. Let's go. Try again. There it is. It's going, it's going, it's going. All right, let's see what Hermes eval cooked up for us. Let's see. Fresh verification done. What did I ask it to do? I asked it to, the device is connected. Okay, so I'm connecting a hardware platform. And so it's making all these decisions for me. Explain what has happened so far. ELI 12. Because I'm a little smarter than a 10-year-old. Not much. 12-year-old is more aligned with my comprehension capabilities. Okay, the big idea. We made a tool that tries to steal a secret password by watching how much electricity a tiny computer chip uses while it works. This is called a side channel analysis attack. Instead of breaking the math, you spy, blah, blah, blah. We built a toolkit called Nano SCA. Imagine it as a control panel for the chip. Sim Real. We built a fancy dashboard, a website that looks like an official government console. We had a device check button. We fixed a silly bug. You plugged it in. We tried the real spy trick and hit a wall. To capture data, the gadget needs firmware flashed onto it. We did that successfully, but then the actual capture kept timing out. The gadget won't talk back over its serial line. Ah, okay. Well, we should probably use, like, can you link me the Discord? I can't find it. Yeah. I think I know what you're asking. Let me check. Can you link me Discord? I can't find room. I got picture to pissed. I'm making a game of chess with nukes to burn some grok tokens. Yeah, might as well. If you got them, put them to work. So you want to connect on Discord? And then what? Send me some pictures? Can you? I'll just put the link of the Discord in the whatchamacallit. Is that you, Bug? Penguin? Bunny? I think that's you. Let's see, where are we going? Live stream today. Alright, yeah, I'm posting the Discord link in the chat right now. We'll pin it. Pin the message. There you go. I don't know if that's what you're asking for, but... Hey bro, what's up? Garumus, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. I got to EST, hiding in my living room. I thought you were on the moon. You were on the moon like earlier today, and you made it back safely. I'm happy to hear that. Too slow, you are slower than Claude, haha. Already posted. Okay, I got rid of orb. I know I'm slow. Alright, most people are using the max Claude. And that's $100 a month, right? I just set that because I felt like I've heard that was the price. Man, I gotta use a bathroom. I gotta use a bathroom so bad. This is like danger zone bad if I don't use the restroom here in a minute. Grok helped me get off the moon. Okay, good. Did it send a Tesla? Launched a Tesla up, picked you up, came back down, parachute, landed back on the mountain road, and then drove home while self-driving. And then you were connecting with us while you were self-driving back home. That sounds like a vibe coder experience to me, if you ask. Think of it like a suggestion box. You build a box, you write a note, drop it in the slot, and it's saved. Yeah. All right. Want me to write these down for you in your project notes so they don't get lost? Yes. Explain why we would want to do that. $200 Claude and spending nothing else. That's the plan. So is Claude $200 a month? Is that the max plan, or is Claude you're spending $100 a month on the Claude max plan and you're spending an extra $100 a month in tokens? Is that what you mean by 200? And I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Enjoy the music. 35 minutes. Bro, instead of typing by hand, use voice input. It saves me a lot of time. Yeah, I gotcha. It's just a practice I haven't quite like gotten comfortable doing yet. I'll try it a couple times right now, though. I'll do that just for you. And part of that's because I've been using ClaudeCLI, but I have recently got Hermes. And tell as much as possible. Okay, I'll try it. I'll try it. Hell yeah, look at that. That is sick. Hardware's connected. How do we know that it's actually connected, though? Let me disconnect it. Oh, dude, that's awesome. So I'm hooking this hardware device up. Look, it's called a Chip Whisperer Nano, and it is a open source hardware platform that can be used to perform side channel analysis attacks, which are where you measure the power consumption waveforms that a device produces when it's performing encryption. And this board has two microcontrollers on it. One is the board that produces the encryption and the decryption, and the other board is a board that measures that board that's performing the encryption. So you have the scope, and then you have the target. And the target is what's performing the encryption, and the scope is what's watching that target. And essentially you upload firmware onto this device, which contains certain encryption algorithms, and then you can have the device perform an encryption algorithm computation, and you can have the other board measure that computation with respect to time and power, and then you can actually find leaks in those waveforms that show where the I suppose leak occurred in the encryption algorithm, where you're able to detect binary information that can be leveraged to decipher an entire encryption algorithm key. So this is a little tool that I thought would be kind of fun to make, because I've explored the Chip Whisperer Labs in Jupyter Notebooks, which is a Python notebook that allows you to run certain Python commands that automate firmware uploads, and also allows you to do other things that are pretty cool. So I just disconnected the device from the computer, and this software application that I'm building is accurately detecting that the device has been removed. So I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a constant green light all the time, even when it wasn't connecting. So I just plugged the device back in. You can tell because there's power coming on it. And so I'm going to hit run device check, and we get green light. So that's pretty good. This is what it looked like initially. It was all full of like just garbage data. Nuclear chess is legendary. That's awesome. You got to make it available. Let me see what that experience is like. I need to feel explosions on the chessboard. Yeah, that's happening. And then, okay, we got 2 questions. I like only 2 questions. The notes you have already saved. Your app saved 2 real notes today. One that is half finished. There's no way to open or fix them from inside the app. Should I keep them or bin them? Keep. They're proof the app really works, and I'd leave the seed path alone for now. You get a clean start, and I could fix the seed path so the get button finally works. Yeah, that sounds fine. Or the grab research problem. Right now, when planning goes to fetch research, it grabs the newest note from anywhere, even from a totally different project. Like reaching into a drawer with everyone's homework mixed together and taking whatever's on top. 2 ways to fix it. The app picks, you pick. If the app picks, it takes the newest research from this project only. Fast, no clicking, but it's choosing for you. The app shows a list and you tap the one you want. Let's do that one. Choose which option is best for now. There's no way to open. Okay, I got to do the voice dictation. All right, here we go. You ready? And then I'm going to do read replies out loud. Here we go. This is for Garamus. This is for you. Okay? Go with your best recommendation, but explain why it's your best recommendation before you implement it. Okay? Did I do that right? I like how it got my grammar correct. When I try to do that with Perplexity, it literally puts a period every time I pause. Even if it's just for a moment and it's still listening for me, it'll put a period. Like if I take a pause at a sentence, it can't detect that there should be a comma here or something like that. So that's an L for Perplexity on its dictation. I mean, unless you're using the native desktop app, that actually might be better, but I don't really like the native desktop Perplexity app. I like the ClaudeTerminalCLI Perplexity. I think that's pretty powerful. All right, we got 8 people in the chat. That's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. Thanks for being here. Now we got 7. That's all right. I'm interested in the growth of the channel. I think it's just sort of like a factor that I realize is important to scale whatever the application portfolio that I'm working on. And I appreciate the opportunity to learn from you guys if you have any feedback, thought process on how I can consider developing this best practice sort of skill set around artificial intelligence and human AI, human collaboration. Because that's how I think of this. I think of this as human and AI collaboration to develop software. That's sort of what I consider vibe coding. Where is this app coming from? What is going on? Hold on. This is unusual. Oh, it's the damn Hermes agent talking to me. It sounded like an ad. I can't hear her. That's not very good.
The data, skip the seeder change. Q2, explicit picker, and why it beats auto-select. 3 reasons, in order of weight. 1. Auto-select still assumes. Project scoping fixes cross-project contamination, but leaves within project guessing. You have 10 tasks. Newest brief in the project is still the app deciding. Your documented rule is that the app doesn't assume. 2. It fixes the blank receipt for free. A picker inherently knows which artifact you chose, so source research brief ID gets populated. Auto-select would need that bolted on separately.
Yeah, I'm not really digging that dictation response.
Now a test proving project scoping actually works, the whole point of the change.
Okay.
Per the skill, know the expected count before running. Live GUI server now returns connected with all 4 steps passing. Single owner fix confirmed. Let me run the test suite one more time to confirm the init real reuse guard didn't break anything. I edited interface. PY, init real reuse guard, this turn. The system flags it unverified, but I already ran PyTest, 13 passed, after that edit, and just now again. Let me produce fresh evidence explicitly tied to this edit. The system is flagging interface. PY is unverified again. Let me run PyTest right now for fresh evidence tied to this turn state. Fresh verification evidence for interface. PY. PyTest Q to 13 passed, 3.36s. No failures, no repairs. The init real reuse guard added this turn is covered indirectly by the real backend tests, test real backend. PY asserts deferred import plus clean no device failure, test ping. Test failed, 3 tests started and never completed.
Duh, I can't believe I was doing it like that. Now I got it. Option, okay, so now that that's done. This is the PRism application. It's currently being worked on by Claude Sonnet, and it is just testing different text sizes in case a user has one of those kinds of accessibility settings set where they increase the font of their device. So it's just performing some validation and checks for those different kinds of views. And yeah, I already hit my limit for this session, and I'm actually using up credits. So this is the app. I could try to run another instance of it. Yeah, it's just kind of running through some stuff. I would show you and take you through more of a demo with it, but it is currently messing with it. I might be able to start another instance, so let me try that. Okay. Yeah, it's still doing whatever it's doing, so I don't really know how to interrupt it right now. But I'm also working on a couple different other projects right now while that's going. Okay, so this is the instance that I just brought up. I don't know what this discard draft is. I don't really like that. Discard. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. What's up, Tom? Front end, the lead holds the client constraint, splits work across 3, runs constraint checker and the suite before done, reports done off a sub agent. Alone stylus, CSS, layout, type, color. Thought process. What in the world? out of tokens. I can't do anything. Continue updating main with nuke charges, click handling. Why did it kick you from Discord for sending that? Restart is equal to dead zone. Triggering the honeypot. Yeah, what? Like what? This needs to hurry up and finish. Hey, sorry about that. If you got kicked from the Discord. Bunny Penguin, my bad, I don't know. Maybe something in your message was malicious. But I don't know why it detected. It doesn't. I just don't know why it would look at this and then determine it as like a reason to kick. How do I edit so that you can come back? Ronnie. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, how do I undo this kick? Man. Maybe I have to go to server settings. How do you find people who were kicked and let them back in? What's going on, Brian? PRism is a fitness application that I decided I was going to build 10 days ago, and I can try to get up a demo. Try to do that for you. What's going on, Brian? PRism. I've been having some difficulties with getting the Expo app to open up every time sufficiently or reliably. So hopefully it'll load up this time. Yeah, it may or may not, but it's all good either way. I'm also working on a couple of different projects while this project's been building. So I'll show you what PRism is here in just a second, if you're still with me. Alright, so it looks like it's loading up properly this time. That's good. So over here I have Hermes. I pretty much hit my limit with Hermes, but somehow I'm still getting responses out of this model, even though it said I hit the limit in a different window. So I'm working on two applications within this Hermes client. One of them is a Perplexity Claude Studio, which is sort of like an all-in-one place for me to be able to interact with Perplexity and ClaudeCLI, because that's one of the workflows I started using early in my coding agentic journey. I have Hermes Eval. This is just a project I wanted to do for testing Hermes and seeing how valuable or what the quality of production looks like with code. And so that's Hermes Eval, and this specific project is a cybersecurity, hardware security based project. I don't want to kind of blab on about that, but alright, so here we finally have the PRism app pulled up. This is the very first page that you would see as a user. Yeah, PRism sounds like a UI library or some tech framework. Yeah, I mean, I like the name. It was suggested. I asked for like a couple suggestions from like maybe Gemini or something. Alright, so welcome to PRism. See your training program. See your training from every angle. A logger for lifters who want to understand the numbers, not just collect them. Every estimate PRism shows you comes with its reasoning attached. So we're gonna get started, and this shows you like 3 little onboarding incentives. Create an email, and then some kind of password, and then create an account. Then it asks you some questions like, what are you training for? Getting stronger? How long have you been lifting? A few years in. I'm able to work out 3 days a week, and I have access to cables. No, we have access to dumbbells, body weight, and resistance bands. Finish setup. Alright, so now it says PRism opens on 8 weeks of sample training, so nothing looks empty. Log a real session whenever you want, and it saves on this device. So we have 8 weeks of seeded training data. How long have you been a dev, boss? Too much text, less is better now with slopification of things. That's a good suggestion. I appreciate it. Definitely want to keep that in mind. A lot of this text is just there to kind of describe what the UI will be, and if there's any features that are not yet implemented, there will be text on the screen that kind of describes that feature that should be in that location. All good, Brian. So anyway, it generates a report of the selections that a user made. So you hit start training, then it brings you to like the today page where you have like a quick dashboard of the day. You have sort of your measured readiness per the algorithms that are being that are implementing whatever to get this. 1 out of 4 sessions so far completed this week. Today we have upper body press on the menu, and we click start. We're working out. We go ahead and we add some pounds or kilograms, and we then finish the set. We completed the whole set, so we set the RPE to 10. which is RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. So we do another set of 10 kilograms, but this time we do 10 reps, and that was easy as well. Then we go to barbell row. We look at the weight, and then we do the reps, and then we set how difficult it was if we completed it. Anyway, now I'm going to finish the session, and it gives us a report on how we worked. If like we did a certain exercise more, it's going to say what we worked out more. How did it feel? Felt like a half. Felt all right. Needed more rest before workout. Save and finish. So now our dashboard is updated to 2 out of 4 sessions, and our volume has been increased as well. Our next session will be lower body hinge. And then if we scroll down even further, it talks about our readiness level. Maybe you could represent things better with some animation or some icons like people could. Yeah, that's for sure. That's definitely the goal, is to increase cosmetic appeal. However, I've been trying to just establish like a sufficient user interface and user experience such that once I decided to start adding those unique specifications for cosmetics at like the second level. So right now I have like as functional of a user interface as I possibly can, with everything sort of working, everything having its own view, sort of just creating all those boxes, and now it's time to make the boxes look pretty. So that's just the today. There's a lot more information down here. There's some more detailed tabs. You can click history and then see all the sessions that you've completed over time. And yeah, it says we've completed 28 sessions over time. We can see our progress metrics here. And then right here is interactive charts on top of the series. Yes, so we have some placeholder things. We have an exercise tab view. Thanks, man. Just a suggestion, but you should think of how to remove as much of this text as possible and find some other ways to represent them. That's a good suggestion, and I will definitely be thinking about that as I do some of the work that involves, like for example, if I go to this little progress button down here, there's a lot of text, because it says it's like some of that text is just roadmap data, metadata for the UI, so that when the agent is working on it, it understands that particular space that's been allocated for whatever kind of message that the AI agent runs into, that it identifies it as sort of like a parameter or a rule that needs to be followed. So here in phase 2, it's describing sort of like what's supposed to be in this part of the UI. Welcome back, Bunny Penguin. Welcome back. And hey, thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to show you that demo. What agents have you been using? Mainly Claude CLI, like Sonnet, Opus, not really Fable. I use Perplexity. I access Kimi K3 pretty frequently in there. I recently got Hermes. Oh, that's a lot. How are you keeping up? I'm barely keeping up. I barely have enough time to like spend on exploring new models. I've just recently gotten Hermes, so I've been playing around with that. I see a lot of this as slop and just use either Claude CLI or ChatGPT Codex. Yeah, I'd like to get Codex. Have you done a competitive analysis and gathered competitor screens for reference? Well, I'm curious what you mean by like what competitor you're referring to. If you mean like the models and how they compare, I have looked at I think it's artificialanalysis.ai. It's a website. Pretty good for up-to-date information on these different benchmarks that the models have been tested with, or different benchmarks of the models on certain problem sets, and getting their performance scores and whatever. I've definitely taken a look at stuff like that. Okay, fitness apps. Yeah, kind of not really. Like, just generally speaking, like a broad scan. And, I was sort of not even really going to be too concerned about whatever it was going to be, because I personally like fitness apps, and I also think that it doesn't really matter what kind of app you choose. I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many different iterations of applications that come out that any of them could become a hit. Any of them could become popular, I think, especially if you have like a personal interest in building the app and you design it to be unique and you find a way to market it that is organic. And I think public live coding, building in public, is one way to market applications, because I think people will appreciate the journey that I'm on. They'll hopefully want to see me be successful, and they'll want to participate, and maybe we could benefit by collaborating with each other as well. So I'm open to all possibilities if I can grow this YouTube channel enough. I mean, ultimately, I realize there's a bottom line, and that's like value is directly proportional to how much you could probably generate or monetize off of whatever the project is that you're doing, how much value is being provided. And so like with regards to me being able to invest in these projects, it's definitely going to have to come from the money that I potentially will earn by building a YouTube channel and possibly being able to get an app to receive some paying subscribers, and reaching out to people who can help me with marketing, and deciding which app in my portfolio do I want to spend the time working on. Because this fitness app isn't really an app that I want to take to the marketplace. That's incorrect. I want to take it to the marketplace, but that's the end of the story. I don't really care if it's successful in the marketplace. I just want to get it to the marketplace. I'm gonna have to hop off here pretty soon. Oh yeah, I'm also building some marketing system like content automation. I think distribution and marketing are where the real competitor is right now. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. You could probably have some pretty good arguments for why that's true. This whole thing is an experiment, and it started because some guy came into my stream on day 14 of vibe coding an app to 100,000 users. This guy comes on my stream in the last like 30 minutes, and he basically is like, hey, I'm going to give you this method. If you use this method, you can make $10,000 a month. If you don't want to use it, it's, you know, fine. But just letting you know about it, because I sometimes let people know about it, and then just they'll never hear from me again. And then he wants to see if like they actually follow up on it. Okay, you got to see a very tiny part of what I'm building. I'm looking for 10 million sale of my startup. I'm hoping you get that, Tom. I hope that comes true. As Elon said, everything's going to be free in 10 years anyway. Why work, right? Okay, yeah. Apparently there was something today that was going on with all the massive AI providers who are meeting with the president, I think. What's going on, One Light? Thanks for joining. I see you from the UK. That's awesome. I want to go to the UK. People ask me why. Well, I think parkour is cool, and parkour started in the UK, so I want to go see. So I'm coding with a couple different things, actually. The main stream title is me building this PRism application right here. As you can see, there's a demo of the app. This is the main today screen. This is what a user would look at when they're thinking about what they're doing today. There's some options to see the history of their workouts, see the progress over time, and check out like a body, SVG. I don't know, just kind of take a look at the whole body. There'll be sort of a cooler graphic that's on the screen. There's an exercise tab which has all the exercises here. Insights provides some more stuff, and then social, there's sort of a social aspect to it. And then there's a plans which gives you sort of like a custom or like already template based workouts that you can just put on your workout schedule. This application is being built to eventually be put on the Google App Store and the Apple App Store. That's the main goal for this experiment, is to get it on the app stores, and that's it. That's all I really want to do. I don't know how, like I want to get it to market, but I don't know if I like want to get like put a bunch of energy into it after it gets put on the market. I just want to see if I can do it because I've never done that before. There's no way to switch to these other templates. This song's weird, so I'm going to skip it. Alright, let's see. The main thing you need is to build a fully self-contained build. Well, that means there's no backend yet. The app can still be demoed off Wi-Fi as long as it does not depend. Best path for you. For people showing build installed on the iPhone. How do I do that? What's going on? Divi, how you doing, man? I'm building a fitness application, and yeah, it's called PRism. And it's right here. Yep. It's got exercises. It's got a today screen, so you see all your stats for the day. It has sort of an insight section and has a social section. There's some placeholders here that describe what is going to take this space. And there's more of that here. Nice. You should come to the UK. So many places to visit. You know what? I'm literally going through the same process trying to see if I can get a study app I built for my kid on the App Store. Yeah, I just feel like being able to get it on the App Store is a fun experiment to see if you can do. It's sort of like a lab. You know, can you complete the experiment? Get it on the App Store, get it approved by Apple, and then get it approved by Google. And if you can make it that far, who knows how far you can go after that? Where you're actually, you know, getting people to use the app through the App Store, because that sort of seems like the next evolution of like the entire point in getting it on the App Store is to get people to download it and review it and pay for it. App's cool, by the way. Keep going. I appreciate that one light. I will. Appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to hang out anytime. We are working on multiple different apps at the same time now. It's just gotten to that level where I need to continue to be productive while I'm waiting for these other agents to finish. And I've hit all my session limits, so I really should stop right now. I should stop streaming because I gotta go to the gym. Okay. I don't know, man. I've never done it before, so I'm hoping to do that with this. Is a whole ball game once the app go live. Awesome, man. Thanks for subbing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Stick around. Hopefully I even make it that far. Maybe I just give up and quit because I get too frustrated or too tired, or I just don't feel like it's worth it anymore. That could happen. It's unlikely though. Build the app from the command line. Use Xcode build to create an archive. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. What the hell is this? We need to end that. All right. Are you telling me I run it from here? Should I run it from here? In this directory? Does it matter? Yes, you're in the right place. This looks like exactly... That's exactly where you would normally run commands. What to do next? Check this, check the available script. See whether... Okay. Faux show, faux show. Alright. There we go. Give it a little salt and pepper here. Okay, what to run? To build and run it on your connected iPhone device. Look at that. Oh man, that's beautiful. Yes. Please work, please work, please work. If you want to prepare for test flight, you won't use Expo run iOS as a final upload step. Instead, best next step. Ah, didn't I do this already? Executing PRism, linking, whatever all that means. All right. Yeah, so it finished. But I don't know if it's requires to be on. If you want, I can give you the next exact test flight build upload path. Yes, provide the next. Provide the test flight build / upload path. Okay, we gotta set up, make sure the app runs offline with your seeded data. Yeah, it does, I think. Set up Apple credentials. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. EAS, I don't have an EAS build. Reviewing Perplexity, the seller, the next demo check is after that. What is this? Vercel? Expo.dev. Should we use GitHub? Yeah, we can use GitHub. Okay. Log in, EAS build configure. Would you like to? Yes. All. Alright, I gotta wrap up the stream because I got shit to do, so we'll have to continue this. Oh man, and of course this prompt just finished running. Man, alright, let's see how quickly this will go. Submit to the test flight. Alright, connecting to creating the app, creating test flight, group created. Nice. Select AppStack API key. Submitting your app to the Apple App Store Connect, waiting for an available submitter. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. I'm not showing the screen just in case there's any kind of like information that I shouldn't show. But if you were seeing what I would see or am seeing now, you'd be excited too. Claude, I hit the Claude limit for this session for at least another 2 hours, so I won't be using Claude. Okay, this is good news. Good news. Yep. All right. Here's context. There you go. Oh man, we got a frozen situation here. Want to pick one and actually build it. You're in the last mile now. The build succeeded. EAS is uploading it to the App Store Connect for test flight. What to expect? One of these will happen. Success. What you should do. Wait a little longer. Don't return. Submit. Important detail is already taken. That means App Store Connect needed a unique display name for the record. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and end stream now. I'm gonna let this run, and hopefully it'll be up by the time that I go live again. So see ya.